No, so you're linking Pakistan and Bangladesh.
Absolutely.
How are you linking that, sir?
Absolutely. You see, subsequently, the speed at which the activities have taken place in Bangladesh, uh, the military to military cooperation which has suddenly taken off, these things don't happen overnight.
So there was a student revolution, there was an interim government,
Absolutely.
there was an expectation of an election. 6 months down the line, there is no roadmap for an election.
Absolutely.
What has happened is the Pakistan-Bangladesh military drills that are taking place. First time there is a team from Pakistan that is coming in Bangladesh, they are there. How do you see this? Do you think there is more to this, and what is really happening?
This question has often been asked to me, and I have always started by responding and saying that to my mind, Pakistan never left Dhaka ever, even after 1971. They left behind enough agents, they left behind enough people who were in empathy and sympathy with them, who virtually acted as sleeper agents for the better part of the last 50 years, you can say. And Pakistan has maintained its contacts extremely well in this area. There have been governments in Bangladesh which have not been very favorable to India earlier. We were fortunate that we had the Sheikh Hasina government all these years, and things had turned much more positive for us. But in those years when those governments which were not so much
Khaleda Zia, in fact, yeah.
That's right. Those were the times when Pakistan continued building its contacts, continued its activities, and you found its linkages with the radicals, particularly in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, very, very pronounced. So all this seems to have come to a quick kind of a linkage after the 5th of August, and you find military activities, military to military cooperation suddenly taking off.
Do you think ISI has active contacts with the radical elements in Bangladesh?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. The ISI has always had contacts, and it's renewed and enhanced its contacts now. And you found a delegation of the ISI. It's not the DG ISI, but a delegation which had visited recently. And I won't call it a routine visit. It was a visit to send home some very clear messages to India that Pakistan and the Bangladesh were in sync with each other, and that we were so far looking at the Western Front, and we need to start looking at the Eastern Front.
So talk to us, sir, explain to us that when you talk about these military cooperation, when you talk about these military drills, this visit that happened of the Pakistani military delegation, the ISI, what really happens in those delegation meetings, and what happens? And what should be our key takeaway from that?
One is a simple fact that you have a military delegation, an ordinary military delegation going for discussing training matters or discussing procurement and supplies and support and things of that kind. And the other is a sharing of intelligence and operational synchronization, linkages, etc. I'm not even suggesting that there is anything operational which is being discussed between Bangladesh and Pakistan, but definitely intelligence cooperation has definitely enhanced to a great extent. And I think there is an attempt being made to psychologically sort of surround us, to show as if we've got many fronts and we need to look all around us. There is a northern front with China, and there is the Indian Ocean, and there is an eastern front, and there is a western front. Most adversaries would always like their enemies, their adversaries, to keep looking around instead of being focused entirely in their direction. Now, a visit of the ISI delegation and to important places like Rangpur, which an ordinary citizen will not put his mind to. Rangpur is very close to the Siliguri corridor, and that is a vulnerability of India. A military mind like ours, like mine, or and many others, would obviously wake up to it and wonder why was this visit done there. Why to Chittagong? Chittagong is an important harbour, no doubt. It's a port. It's very close to Myanmar. It's close to Tripura. It's close to Indian territory, in the eastern edge of Bangladesh. It's been an important city, no doubt. But there's all kinds of strategic messaging which emanates from a visit of this kind there, and then meeting the tribal chiefs and that kind of a thing.